What it do, T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, aka ColorMePynk, and I am here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 5, Episode 2 review. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who sent me birthday wishes. I greatly appreciate them. I read every message that I could. And thank you to anybody that sent me a Cash App. That was so sweet for you to do that. Also, I had a wonderful time at the Beyonce concert. If you did not get a chance to see my outfit, it is placed in the community tab, so you can take a look at my outfit and the makeup that I did and the hair and all of that good stuff. All right, you guys, now let's get into this week's episode. So we are introduced to Super Cindy, who is a radio host who is working with Trina on an all-female project, which I think is really cool. And it will showcase, up-and-coming rappers from Miami that are female. Then we go to Amada, who is, I believe, either at Safari's house or somewhere, child. And she's sitting on his lap, child, straddling him, reading him comments that people were leaving on social media about him buying her twin girls Rolex watches and saying that he don't pay his child support. And he was like, he does. And he is, in fact, divorced. And Safari was like, God knows what goes on between me and my kids, and I know. I don't have to prove that to the world. And I understood that a long time ago. I didn't understand why the general public didn't understand that this man don't have to prove nothing to the world about what he does for his children. Just because his ex-wife decides to take everything to social media does not mean that he is supposed to. Everything isn't for public consumption. And you can say what you want about Safari, but he doesn't involve his children in his theatrics or whatever the case may be. I knew that man has a relationship with his kids, and that's what's her name? Erica was full of crap when it came to a lot of stuff that she was saying on social media. So Shay and her baby daddy Fabo take family pictures with their daughter for her birthday party. And they've been off and on for, I think she said like over 10 years or something like that. And she has given him an ultimatum that if he does not propose to her in 365 days, it's a wrap. But he says he's not ready for marriage. But on the other hand, he wants another baby. And tells her not to rush an engagement. These backward Negroes, I swear, you want to lay up and have kids with me, play house, but then don't want to actually do the paperwork and commitment. Make it make sense. But then I'm looking at Shay like, you slow too, because how is you sitting up here wanting this man who's sitting up here looking like Miss Seeley from The Color Purple to propose to you? Make it make sense. He's sitting up here with slave braids in his head, them plaits. Them ain't even braids, them plaits. I'm going to take it back to the old school. Like, girl, the fact that you even got to do all that is too much. Too much. I did that in the past. It didn't work out for me. It did not work out for me. I literally did that to an ex of mine, and it didn't work out, and I still didn't get proposed to. Like, if he wants to marry you, he will marry you. And women got to start believing when men say what they say. Like, he've already told you that he does not want to get married. So don't be disappointed if in 365 days he don't propose to you. So Gunplay visits Trick Daddy at the studio, and he talks about his new bride, Von Shay, who was 24 years old, very much younger than him. And she's getting her PhD. And right then and there, I'm looking like, why is she with you? Like, why is she with you? And they were talking about Trick's new teeth. And I'm looking at Gunplay like, you and that project community you got up in your mouth need to be fixed immediately, because he got teeth on top of teeth on top of teeth, and they all big. Oh, my God. So he says that he is drug-free at the time. But if you don't know, here recently, he just relapsed. I'm going to do a whole video on that as well. So Fabo ends up meeting with Safari. Now, mind you, he already told Shay that they was going to link up. And Shay was like, for what? Like, she does not want him hanging around Safari because she says Safari be on their BS. And so Shay tags along. And Safari like, girl, what are you doing here? Like, this is supposed to be, a homies link up, because they've bonded over the fact that they're both Jamaican. So Safari tells Shay that he loves Amada. Man, you do not love her. You got love for her, but you don't love that lady. Get out of here. So Safari says that it's Shay's fault that the video of the Rolexes and them kissing at the baby's birthday party went viral, and her comments hurt his feelings, and he tells her that Amara didn't like it either. And I'm like, she didn't really say nothing. She just said she didn't know anything about it, and if Amara's happy, she's happy. I mean, because it is ridiculous that y'all sitting up here together. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, y'all both got too much going on in y'all lives to be sitting up here trying to be together. I think compared to the things that Shay has said or could have said, I thought that it was pretty decent. So, Shay says in her confessional that she felt like there was a disconnect between her and Amada. And when she didn't tell her about Safari, it proved that there was a disconnect in their friendship. And I was like, I love Shay, and I think that Shay is a really good friend. I think that she's really protective, but Shay has to realize that everybody don't have to tell you everything, every bit of their life. Just because you decide you want to tell everything about your life does not mean that the next person has to divulge every waking moment of theirs. She needs to stop policing people. Like, sit down. So Safari makes a comment about he getting a vasectomy. And she was like, well, does Amada know that? Because she wants to have more kids. And he was like, I don't feel like I have to tell her anything because we're not in a relationship. We just kicking it, enjoying each other. And then he tells her that she can't rush Fabo into marrying her. I mean, he was telling the truth on that, because like I said, if he want to marry her, he'll marry her. And the fact that you even got to give this man an ultimatum is too much. I don't want nobody to propose to me under duress. Like, no, I want it to be something that you genuinely want to do on your own. So Gunplay talks about how his daughter was born with a rare birth defect, and they had to start a GoFundMe to help with the surgery costs. There was a big fiasco because people felt like he took the GoFundMe money and bought, who did he buy a chain or something? Trick Daddy or something, a chain for his birthday or something like that. So, it was a lot of controversy, and then he got on social media telling people F you and all of this type of stuff. He didn't deny that it wasn't that money that he spent, but okay. So we meet Vanshay, his new wife, and she's highly educated. She's lived in China, Europe, Australia. She went to Hampton University and graduated in 2 years. Then she went to Harvard and got her master's certificate in a year. And she's starting her career in federal law enforcement. And I'm like, girl, you got all these accolades. You're beautiful, pretty girl. Why are you with Gunplay? And then when she gets to talking about her family, it all makes sense. So this fool asked her, does being married to a Fed get him benefits? And she was like, yeah, you can go to the doctor anytime you want to because of her 401k. And he was like, you got to spend $400,000 to go to the doctor? And she was just like, ooh, Jesus, help us. Ooh. I know her ovaries started hurting. I know her ovaries was like, girl, you did it. This is where we are now. It's your fault. So she brings up their baby Sip and See, because nobody's gotten a chance to see her because, she was, sick when she was born. And she says that her mom will be there. And Gunplay was like, well, if your mama gonna be there, I won't. So we find out that Vanshay grew up in a very strict, educational driven household. And as she became an adult, she says her mama still wanted to control her and she didn't want to be controlled anymore. And I was like, oh, so being with Gunplay was a form of rebellion for her mother. She wanted to, get with the bad boy, and live on the edge. She tatted up, not saying that tattoos got anything to do with rebellion. She could honestly just be a fan. But I really think that it was a situation where her mama didn't like him. The world would be looking like, girl, what you doing? And she did it as, like I said, to show that I'm a grown up. You can't control me. I make my own decisions. And, you made the wrong one, because in this case, your mama was actually right about marrying him. So, we also learned that right before she had her daughter, her mama sent Gunplay a 3-page letter, child. I'm sending you a 4-page letter, and now I'm pouring with a kiss. And when I write him, he better get it on time. Okay, anyway. So in the letter, she called him a cokehead, child, said that her daughter marrying him was the biggest mistake of her life. She said that his mama was a Jamaican cuckoo bird. She talked about his father as well. And Gunplay says that he didn't want her around their family, their home, and that he would never speak to her again. I mean, because, yeah, you can feel how you want to feel. But at the end of the day, if this man didn't disrespect you, you didn't have no right sending that man no letter like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? That's wild. So Von Shay says that she's still mad because he cussed her mama out. And he looking at her like, you mad? Like, you're not going to take into account that your mama disrespected me and my whole family. And I was with Gunplay on this because the mama was totally 100% out of line. So how are you sitting up here being mad at him because he cussed your mom out after she disrespected him and his whole entire family? Like, girl, get your life. So Gunplay was like, F your sipping seat. I ain't coming if she gonna be there. And Von Shay was like, so F your daughter? And he was like, it's not F my daughter, it's F your mama. F that beat. I was like, ooh, yeah. All the signs point to this marriage is a failure. So Von Shay was like, you're not going to keep calling my mama a B. And he was like, man, F that, F your mama, and walked out the room. And I was like, woo, Lord, girl, you did it. You married him. Don't know why. Well, I do know why, but girl. So it's the day of the Miami Cypher. And Super Cindy hopes that Trina loves a new artist by the name of Zoe. And Zoe is an upcoming rapper, and she's a heavyset girl. And not only does she rap, but she does hair to pay the bills. And currently she is living inside her hair studio. She's sleeping there. She gets dressed there. And I was like, she literally has to go in the shared community bathroom to, get herself together every day. So I'm like, how's she taking baths? Because the only thing she can do is a wash up. Like, that's really sad, but like, she really trying to get out here and get it. And she's super geeked and excited about meeting Trina. So Miami Tip arrives. And then we see Bobby and Trina arrive. And right out the gate, Trina don't seem like she's excited to be there. And earlier in the episode, she's stating how people just pulling her left and right, and people always want stuff from her, and how she's super busy. And me being myself, somebody that is in the entertainment field, I understand where she's coming from. But there's a way to handle yourself in all occasions. It can get very draining when you have people tugging on you and asking you for this, asking you for that. That's a lot to deal with. It really, truly is. You got people on social media, fans and family members and friends, and everybody just asking you for stuff and just, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you let me borrow it? That becomes a lot on a person's mental health. And I get that. I've been through it, currently going through it. But it's not okay to treat people wrong or mean because you're going through something. You know what I'm saying? So Trina come with that stank attitude. She like, I don't do this. Walking through the location. I don't do this. My heel's going to get messed up. So soon as she walk in, she telling Super Cindy she got to go because she got other places to be. She's super busy. I just came in to just say hi to support you and I got to go. And it was like, if you going to come in and say, I got to go, then you shouldn't have came. Period. You should have not came. You should have told her, hey, girl, I got a lot going on. I really wanted to come support you, but unfortunately, I won't be able to come. If you knew that you weren't in a good mental space, you knew that you had an attitude and you weren't going to be able to put a smile on your face, you shouldn't have gone, because she was very short with everybody, just acting like, ugh, I'm too good for this. I don't want to be here. Ugh. So Zoe walks up and introduces herself to Trina, and Trina isn't really that welcoming to her. She give her like a little side church hug. And when she's leaving, Zoe was like, "It's nice meeting you, Trina." And Trina gonna say, "You're welcome." Girl, Trina got the key to the city and a tiny desk and then lost her rabbit's mind. Okay, girl, like, I understand you the queen of Miami, love, but get your life, Trina. Get your whole entire life. I felt so bad for that girl. Because it's the old adage of the saying, never meet your idols because they'll disappoint you. And she was so disappointed. So disappointed. And you never know what bridge you're going to have to cross that you might have burned. You playing her to the left and just being like, how you doing? That girl could blow up, be the next big thing tomorrow, and remember how you did her, how rude you were to her. And she could have had the opportunity to put you on, because we're not going to act like Trina is the biggest rapper out in the world. You know what I'm saying? We all love her. She is one of the best, the baddest. But she never had the career like other female rappers. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of other girls have gotten way farther in their career than her. That's why a tiny desk, after being in the industry for over 20 years, is still so huge to her, because she didn't get opportunities like the other girls. So it's just like, humble thyself, lady. So Bobby even say that she was tripping. Zoe tells Super Cindy it was disappointing and she was confused because Trina says that she's all about women empowerment and, then treated her like that. And it was unfortunate. So hopefully she apologizes to that young lady. So it's the day of Gunplay's daughter, Sip and See, and Vanshay mom, Colette, and her father, Obi, are there. Amada arrives, child, looking like a Bath and Body Works pink loofah. I don't know where she was going with that monstrosity of an outfit. Amada go and sit by Shay and is shocked that Shay call herself having attitude with her when she mad at Shay. So Gunplay says this like rap poem in front of everybody. It was really sentimental. Everybody crying, even Colette the mama. And at the end, he rhymes the last sentence with saying he's going to eat Vanshay booty. Everybody laughing or whatever. Now, they cut to the parents who seem to be sitting there like, oh, my God, disgusted. But we don't really know if that's really what they were doing at that time. It was funny to me. It was really, really funny. So Vanshay walked up to him, was like, did you really just say they were my parents to the room? And he was like, yeah. Matter of fact, I'm about to go talk to your mama. And she was like, here right now? He was like, I'm about to go talk to your mama. So he go over there to talk to the mama about the 4-page letter. And her mom says that, they have a shared gift of language. It's something that she's really good at. And I'm like, okay, lady, if you have such a huge knowledge of words, then you know that words hurt. And you know that words have weight to them. And you have to be careful with how you use your words. So the mama was already getting on my nerves. So Gunplay was like, yeah, you have such a gift that you wrote that 3-page letter. And Vanshay comes over and he was like, nah, we talking right now. Like, he cut that off real quick. But she ended up sitting down anyway and sides with him and telling her mama that she was wrong. The mama was like, we are not having this conversation today. And I understood, because it was the wrong place to be having a conversation like that in front of all of those people. So we go over to Shay and Amada, and Shay reminds Amada that when in the video at the end, she said, if she's happy, I'm happy. Amada took that as Shay was being a hater. Amada, every man you get with, people try to tell you that you making the wrong choice, and you always think somebody hating on you when you choose the raggediest of men. Girl, ain't nobody hating on you. Shay actually does love you and care about you. Is Shay a little bit too demanding and all up in your business? 100%. She needs to learn boundaries. But at the end of the day, like Vanshay mama was right about her marrying Gunplay, Shay is right about your hookup with Safari. So Shay was like, 1 minute we're good and the next minute you don't tell me ish. And Amada was like, just because I haven't had a chance to call you doesn't mean there's a problem. Like, simmer down, calm your tits. So Shay was like, regardless of what you think, I love you and there's something you should know. Safari said he was about to get a vasectomy. And Amada was like, you know, you seem really insecure. And I was like, well, what does insecure have to do with her telling you about that? Was it something that I would have ran back and be like, oh girl, you need to know this? No, because one, they're not in a relationship, they're not married, and he doesn't have to tell her anything that he's doing with his body. So Shay was like, you could be a stupid bee sometimes, and gets up and walks away. And that was the end of the episode, child. It was a really good episode. Miami coming with it so far. Overall, I'm going to give the episode an A. It was really, really good to me. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell button, you guys. I love you immensely, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.